All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. We truly appreciate it. We're back at it with the latest release for full self-driving beta 10.11. Now, Tesla has had this one in development for a while because they were releasing on a 2-week cadence for full self-driving beta. And this one is longer than 2 weeks now, and hopefully see some market improvements as a result of that. Here we go, FSD Beta 10.11. I'm going to try to let it do its thing as much as possible, but we're a little bit later than we typically do these videos, so the traffic is a little bit more congested, so I'll be quicker to take over than before. Going to force it to change the guidance here, and then I'll activate it. All right, I'll activate now. It's clear to go, and we're off. Much smoother than before just off the bat, so that's promising. Really looking forward to seeing this be better than 10.10.2. Those obstacles in the middle of the road that you just saw, it's not very good at. It just tried to swerve around it after the fact, but it should be more proactive in regards to those, but that's fine. I'll speed up just a bit, go to 30, getting ready to make that right-hand turn we talked about. See what happens. Starting to get over. Turns on the signal, doesn't get all the way over in the bike lane, which is great. Doesn't turn wide either, but stops a little bit. Not good here. Very, very hesitant. Very, very slow. And now it's going. Puts on the signal still. Turns a little bit aggressive. So that first turn wasn't great. I'm not sure why it went from being great in 10.8 to not being great. But that first turn wasn't great. The rest of these turns seem to be par for the course. Nothing really different here. We'll see up here how far it goes, if it goes over the line or if it stays on this side of the lane. Let's see what happens. Thinks it wants to go. It kind of makes a decision. So it's kind of torn between 10.11 and 10.10.2. It's trying to go back to that old code. So far, it's doing decent. A little bit of force here. And here's our unprotected left, which again is at a busier time than normal. Let's see what it does. It's got a bus in the way. It's going to move up a little bit. The bus is in the way. It's not stopping. I'm going to stop for it because it didn't want to stop for the bus. All right. Still not stopping. So not good so far. Not good so far. All right, guys, we're restarting it from the top. Really hard to do it now at this time of day with lots of traffic, but this is real world. So this is a real representation of how it acts in the real world. Puts on the signal back on our first turn. See how that does and how it handles that, and see if that second turn doesn't get a little bit better. Okay, creeping up. So far, so good. Pulls out nicely. Doesn't go over the line, so that's also good. These little things are what I'm talking about right here. It should be a little bit more predictive. It's reactive right now. It went past it, then it sort of moved the yoke a little bit. I'll also get this ready so I can get ready to leave some feedback here for Tesla. If this doesn't go right this time, I'm going to speed up to 30 miles an hour. It's going to make this turn. Cars are still here. Cars are also behind me as well. Very crowded situation. Seems a little unsure. Very, very bad. I'm allowed to do its thing. Cars are behind me. Pretty decent, but coming up to it was a problem. Left that recording. I'm going to stop here just because the construction vehicles are a little bit wide and I don't want it to cause any issues. Resumed right here. Car continues. Still very close to the edge. I don't like that. Drop that down so you can at least see where it is. Again, not centering. So a little bit of the same, a little bit of scenarios where it seems like it's fighting the code or fighting the behaviors of 10.10.2. Now again, right here in 10.11. Still does not know how to take this turn, but that's okay because no cars are coming, so no harm, no foul there. Or that curve, I should say. And here we go, unprotected left turn. This time we don't have as many people behind us as last time where we got confused and the bus and the pedestrians added a whole world of computational nightmare for it to deal with. All right, now, nothing left, nothing right. Proceeds forward. This is dangerous. I'm going to give it some acceleration. Car's coming up fast. I had to give it some acceleration. Didn't want to go. All right, so It's better than 10.10.2 for sure, but still needs some work. Still needs some work there. I don't know what it is. It did get out a lot more aggressive, but then when it got into the middle of the road, it just started to really go slow. I would love for it to be assertive and commit to the turn and just accelerate from there. Slows down nicely. Deceleration and braking with regen should also be improved in autopilot as well. I think I started to see that, and I also mentioned that before, so that's great. Stays in between the lines normally like it normally does. The basic things, very good. Ten point 10.2, just so you know, we haven't done videos on that. That was just unusable. It was too erratic. We would go down this road and it would just randomly, move the wheel that way like it wanted to just jump the line. It was very erratic, very unpredictable, and it was just unusable. So far, this is much better in that regard in terms of having the confidence back and being confidence inspiring just under normal operation, not things that you wouldn't expect to have happen. Interesting traffic congestion here as normal. I'll keep it compliant. No new visualizations here as well. Nothing new that I've noticed so far. But just as the first ride goes, this is pretty smooth overall. So the things that it's doing well to the point where I don't have to say anything about it. Things that it's not doing so well, there we go. It anticipates the car door coming open. It's going over the line. Now see, this is what I'm talking about, going over the line. This is exactly what I'm talking about. When I said the car needs to make a decision and choose whether it wants to go over the line or not, it wanted to go over the line to avoid the person opening their door, which is part of the computational math in the release notes and some of the features that have been added. But it shouldn't go over the line to interfere with the car that's coming towards us, because if that person's not looking, we have a head-on collision coming. So this is a scenario where it should never go over the yellow line. It actually did good just stopping, coming to a complete stop, letting that person open the door and then proceeding. But it came to a complete stop, waited for the person to go and open their door, and then once they opened the door, it decided to go around them and cross the double yellow line. This is a scenario where it should not do that, at least in the infancy of full self-driving. We should let that be a scenario where we know that people are driving, it will come to a complete stop, hold up traffic, rather than put at danger, a head-on collision scenario. Okay, very wide lane. I like that it's getting closer. Maybe they fixed this. It's getting closer now to the double yellow line. Okay, now it's drifting again. I'm gonna take over here because the car is trying to come in this turning lane here. All right, so it still needs some work. So far, it still needs a bit of work. It started to do really good and it starts to do bad. So it seems like a little bit of a duality where it wants to do the right thing and then it goes back to the naughty behavior of 10.10.2, the irrational behavior of 10.10.2, where it just does things it shouldn't do. Stayed close to the double yellow line, then went over that way for some odd reason, like it wanted to go past this car. This car had no signal on, nothing. Now it's hesitant going here. So this is more confidence inspiring than 10.10.2, but not as confidence inspiring as some of the previous builds. Again, same road, same conditions, same setup here, same configuration on the car. Nothing's changed but the code and the software behind full self-driving and how they decide to process certain things, how they decide to calculate certain things. So right now, I think it's usable. I'm gonna try in some different scenarios. I'll give it a go in a different path. We'll do some more videos and see if it's consistent. But it seems like it's starting to fight a little bit between the bad behaviors of 10.10.2 versus the new updated modified behaviors that 10.11 is supposed to bring. Okay, let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you got this build, what do you think about it? How does it work in your area? As we know, these builds work differently in different areas. So it may work flawlessly in your area, but may work pretty bad in other areas. So let us know in the comments what you think, how you fare with this particular release. Is it really good for you? Is it really bad for you? Is it better than 10.10.2? And if you're just now getting full self-driving beta, if you've been waiting for a while trying to get your score up and you got it, congratulations to you. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear your feedback. Until the next time, enjoy your day, enjoy your Tesla.